Hey, can you hear me?
Yep. The SCSRA Frye Disposal ARCA Series has lit the world of iRacing on fire in Season 2. 25 drivers set out at the start of the season to have the opportunity of being crowned season champion. 7 drivers will fight for the 3 remaining spots in the championship 4 with a chance to win it all next week at Homestead. The round of 8 rolls on tonight from Kentucky Motor Speedway. Good evening, everyone. I am Joshua King, and joining me once again is reigning and defending Dev Sports Cards Cup Series champion Jesse Whittington. Jesse, I don't know about you, man, but I am fired up about this one.
Oh, yeah, I am too. This seems to be doing really well on the straight, and there's actually a surprising amount of all-throttle time, so I'm excited to see how this one turns out.
Yeah, we're taking a look now at the playoff standings there on your screen. Jesse, why don't you give us a rundown of what we're looking at here? Jesse is MIA, so we will continue until we hear from Mr. Whittington. Bubba, welcome in. Appreciate you. Warren Kyle Keith got the win last week, and he advances to the championship 4. That's why I mentioned there are 7 drivers competing tonight for those final 3 spots. Justin Parham sits in second. If there is a such thing as comfortable, he is it. Sean Hill is 7 points above the cut line. Matthew Fritz only 3 points above the cut line. Jay Stinson, Kenneth Redinger, Devin Zimmerman, Garrett Walden, all on the outside looking in, coming into this evening at Kentucky Motor Speedway. For guys like Devin Zimmerman and Garrett Walden, they need to get stage points, especially for the 43 of Walden. It's been an up and down, very rocky playoff so far. He's managed to get in. Last week, didn't have the kind of performance that he would have liked to put himself in a better position. But if anybody can capitalize and come up when it's the most important, it is the 43 of Garrett Walden. Jay Stinson in the title sponsor 31 Frye Disposal Machine. He is 3 spots below that cut line. Some stage points can do him well as well. What we saw last week at Iowa was the guys that are above the cut line right now, they were 1 through 4 when the stage ended. Those stage points are precious and crucial. On top of that, they will absolutely need to put a full race together and finish inside the top 10. Not only that, but they will need to hope for some of their playoff competitors to also have a rough night. It's going to be a wild and crazy one. Jesse, you back with us yet?
At least for now.
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, man, I don't know what's going on. My internet is so spotty. I really wish they would run a new internet provider in my neighborhood. So, this is the worst it's been in quite a while, though.
Hey, that's all right, man. Wild and crazy storms going on all over America, and it may be icy cold outside, but it's going to be red hot tonight in the Kentucky Motor Speedway virtual edition tonight. But we took a look at those playoff points. We're going to get back to that throughout the evening. Let's bring up the team points here. Jesse, Royalty Motorsports all but clinched it. They have a chance to do so tonight. Who do you think has an opportunity to at least make some moves and really strive towards a championship in a driver situation besides Royalty Motorsports tonight?
I'll be completely honest with you, man. Besides Royalty Motorsports, I don't know. Those guys have been hot this entire season. I mean, I know just through Warren, y'all, they have 6 wins on the season. Let's see, who else is on that team? Is it Bayens?
Yep.
On the team.
Matt Baines. We got Garrett Walden fighting for his playoff hope. Sean Hill above the cut line coming into tonight. Lauren Vincent, he's strung together some nice top 10s as of late. And then newcomer Matt Baines, only 3-4 races in, right now, looking to build some momentum going into next season. We're not going to focus a whole lot on the team points tonight. There is a lot more going on the Speedway, and let's go there now and take a look at the one and only Matt Baines in the Royalty Racing Network number 72 Toyota Camry. I almost said Chevy Camry. That would have thrown everybody off. But he sits atop the board right now with a 30.51 in practice time as we close in under 15 minutes to go. Denise King, welcome in. Shout out to Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel, one of our great sponsors here at Royalty Racing Network. Whether you run a company, a government agency, a sports team, or even a virtual race team, turn every item into a statement with Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. Click the link below for your special Royalty Racing Network gear or Royalty Motorsports gear, whatever suits you. And also shout out to SM Racing Products. Take your sim racing experience to the next level. Custom made button boxes. You can get a 20% off discount when you use promo code royalty off $150 or more. Let's keep going through here while Jesse continues to mess with the internet over there. Devin Zimmerman here in the 36. He is a playoff driver. Below that cut line, racing the Dragonbane Ford Mustang 36. And of course, the tribute to Greg Biffle with the number font on there. Ryan Hufford, welcome in. Fun fact, my car gets called a Dodge Camry when I have it at the racetrack. I'm going to refer to your...
As a go.
Yeah, his car that way tonight. I probably won't remember, but...
Oh, I know I'm not going to remember that, but we can try.
Yeah, we're closing in on 10 minutes to go. We're going to jump back to this guy here. The number 99 of Kenneth Redinger out of Reading, Pennsylvania. He is below the cut line right now. Let's have a word with Mr. Redinger. Kenneth, welcome to the broadcast booth. Joshua up here. How are you tonight? Kenneth Redinger. Hello?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, there he is. All right.
Sorry, I got you on mute.
That's all right. Kenneth Redinger with us, folks, here tonight. Kenneth, you come in below the cut line, by no means out of it whatsoever. Tell us coming into Kentucky what your mindset is, what you're looking to do tonight, and what is the number one priority to end up closing out this race and moving to the championship for?
Number one priority is don't make any mistakes on my end. This is not one of my strongest tracks, so I think just not making contact with anybody or the wall, and then we'll see where it shakes out at the end. But not one of my strongest tracks, but we'll see at the end.
Yeah, with some of those tracks, you got to kind of come in. Obviously, you put in the work. You're one of those great guys that really puts in the effort, the work all the time to improve and put yourself in the best position possible. But we all have those tracks, right? And it's important to realize, hey, if I could just maybe start this thing in the top 10, hang around, save some tire, and to your point, avoid the chaos, put yourself in a good position near the end. That's never a bad formula. Let's take an overall snapshot of the season, Kenneth. Are you satisfied with how it's going so far? Do you feel like you've left something on the table, or is this just some building blocks going into next season?
I don't know. I feel like in this league in particular, I just made a lot of mistakes on my end. It cost me a lot of points. So if I could go back, I'd just carry my stuff a little bit better there, and maybe wouldn't be involved in half the wrecks I was. But I don't know. Just less mistakes on my end. It's the only regret I have.
Yeah, and I mean, that happens, right? It's easy in any sport, any game, race for that matter, to take a look at things at the end of it and say, oh man, if I would have just done this, if I could have finished there on this race. But over the course of the season, they kind of become minimal and everything starts to kind of blend together. You have an opportunity to get it done tonight. One last question for you, Kenneth. We'll let you focus up as we're under 10 minutes to go here. talk to us about the team chemistry and how everything is going there, and the importance of the communication and work ethic on a week-to-week basis with the team.
Oh, it's important, especially you have a teammate like Justin who's usually qualifying near the front. So if you have any questions about where you're missing time, you usually go to him, and you try to pick up a little time there. And then my other two teammates Jay and Fritz, they're pretty good on the long run, so you kind of lean on them for what you should be doing line-wise and where your braking points should be and getting back into the throttle. So they're pretty good at that too. So a lot of resources to pull from to try to get better where you're missing speed.
Yeah, great team over there, Venom Racing. All 4 drivers in the playoffs as it stands right now, and obviously you guys would like to take all 4 to the championship. That won't happen, though, with Warren locking in last week, but it's still possible to take 3 of you, so we'll be watching for that. Before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Just shout out to the league for putting everything on for us to have a good Tuesday night, or what is Tuesday night, right? Tuesday night.
Yep, still. Yep.
Yep.
Right on, man. Well, always a pleasure to chat with you. Maybe we'll be talking to you during or after the race, buddy. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Once again, folks, that was the Venom Racing driver, the number 99 of Kenneth Redinger. Jesse, you still with me, buddy?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, I'm going to be asking that periodically throughout the night now.
Hey, it's all good. I completely understand. My internet is so bad. I don't know why.
We haven't had these problems, but it's always something. That's all right. You work through them and you keep going. So
Exactly.
Kenneth just mentioned he knows, hey, this isn't my best track. I'm going to come out here, just do what I can, try to keep it out of trouble, and be there at the end. Tell us, in your mind, how it feels going into a speedway that maybe you're not the most confident in, or you haven't done the best in the past at. What does that do for you? How do you approach things different, if at all?
I mean, the biggest thing is the mental preparation. Whenever you go into a race like this where you're kind of sitting back and you're telling yourself that, this is not my best track. I don't know what to do, or, whatever the deal. Whenever that happens, it's hard to get yourself into the mindset of just, I need to go out here and give it everything I got. And it seems to me like Kenneth, he's kind of looking at everything with a sense of, let me lean on my teammates. Let's learn a little something. So, I feel like he's got the motivation to go out here and give it everything he's got. Now it's just time to sit back and learn and, keep on trucking, keep on giving it everything you got, and keep on leaning on those teammates.
Yep, that's all you can do. And Kenneth Redinger is one of those guys, Jesse, that we could look back throughout the season and say, you know what, he could have won that race. He was right there in this race. And I mean, three times at least where I remember Redinger being up there near the end, and he could have easily locked in at some point to any next round, and he'll bring the heat tonight. He's got the 99 7th quick. Let's take a look now at our race info. Tonight, we got 110 laps the distance. The stage will be at lap 30 and 1 fast repair, of course. The track temp is nice and cool. 77 degrees is the temperature. 74 is or 72 rather, is the ambient temperature. It is very, very humid and fairly windy, 9 miles per hour winds. Let's keep going through the field here as we approach qualifying just over 5 minutes ago. Here's the 54 Rowdy Energy Chevy Camaro of Nicholas Walthorn. New paint for Walthorn as of a couple weeks ago. And then only one other driver on the Speedway right now, which is kind of crazy. Everyone's taking their last bathroom breaks, water breaks, whatever they need to do, settling in. Here is the 31 Frye Disposal Chevy Camaro of Jay Stinson out of Bristol, Tennessee. He'll be looking to get it done tonight, move into the championship for. Jesse, another season that we can look at and say, you know what, kind of up and down. Jay started off a little rough. We didn't know if he was going to make it into these playoffs. He really came on strong late, and here he is now with an opportunity to lock into the championship 4.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing about Jay, he's one of those guys you can circle just about week in and week out and know he's going to have speed, but he had a bunch of technical issues at the beginning of the season. He was having some issues with his VR headset. It would just randomly turn off. He was losing connectivity to the race. You know, it was one thing after another, and it was tough for him to figure out, but after he got it figured out, you know, he started stringing together some races where he was getting some bonus points and some good finishes. And, yeah, definitely one of those types of guys. I feel like he's probably coming into tonight with a chip on his shoulder because he barely beat into the playoffs. And then, in all honesty, he's caught fire a little bit in the playoffs. So he's kind of on the back foot, but he's only 3 points out. I mean, 4 top 10s in 13 races, and I'm pretty sure all 4 of them have come in the last few weeks. So, you know, he's definitely one of those types of guys like you were saying.
Yep, and as they say, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and he's put himself in a good place to finish this season. And of course, we'd like to thank Frye Disposal for being the title sponsor of the SCSRA ARCA series for the 2nd season, and they are coming back for the 3rd season and probably many more. FryeDisposal.com, check them out now at the website or at the number on your screen. Give them a call. They'll give you $10 off your trash pickup if you mention this broadcast. They do weekly trash pickup in Smith County, Virginia, and the surrounding areas. So shout out to everyone at Frye Disposal, and of course Jay Stinson there with the Blue Ridge Auto Group and Frye Disposal Chevy Camaro number 31. Caleb in the chat says, let's go, Sharn. Here's the 05 of Sharn Hill in the Metro Diner GNC Lit U2 number 05. Too many numbers out of Richmond, Virginia. Playoff driver sitting above the cut line right now. But Jesse, as we've mentioned so many times before with all these playoff races, there's not really a such thing as comfortable unless you're locked in with a win.
Yeah, no, the only guy going into tonight feeling comfortable is Warren. He's locked in with that win. Justin Parham, I mean, he's close. But yeah, Sharn, he's, what is it, 7 points above the cut line right now. That's one bad stage and a decent finish, while the other guy gets a good stage and a good finish. You know, that anything can happen. I had him as my pick to win last week, and just kind of derailed from there. After he got the pole and led a few laps, he just kind of fell back and was never able to really do much with it.
Yep. And he watched the broadcast back after the race last week, and he said, oh, man, I didn't know Jesse picked me to win. I let him down. But he was extremely close to getting it all working out for him. He had some late pit strategy work out for him. As we approach 1 minute to go here, let's pull up that playoff graphic one last time. Shout out to Lauren Vincent for the beautiful playoff graphics all season long. And once again, you just mentioned it, Warren Keith locked in with the win last week. Justin Parham looking pretty good. Sharn Hill, Matthew Fritz above that cut line, but 7 points for Sharn. Fritz only 3 points above the cut line. Jay right there. Kenneth Redinger, Devin Zimmerman 5 back. And then Garrett Walden has to come out here, more than likely win a stage and then even a top 3, top 5 to really make it interesting. But you know what? He could just come out and win the darn thing and not make it interesting whatsoever. But those are your playoff points. I see a lot of people in the chat. Thanks for joining us tonight. Joey says, let's go Walthorn. We just took a look at the Rowdy Energy number 54 of Nicholas Walthorn. We'll see him again momentarily. Ryan Huffer was in chat. Tina waving. Hello, Tina. And Lars Milberger says, let's go Matt. I think he's talking about Matt Baynes, who we did take a look at. Let's take a quick look here. Ryan Gomes in the Dev Sports Cards Caterpillar Ford Mustang number 55 out of Arcata, California. And that, folks, will bring the checkered flag out on practice, which means what, Jesse? It's time for qualifying.
Time to see who can lay down the quickest lap. I can tell you right now, this track, even in clean air, the car wants to push so bad. I went out and did some practice laps myself, and my goodness, I don't know if I could drive a car this tight every night.
It's going to be interesting. First driver out on track is the 36 of Devin Zimmerman. Saw him early in the pre-race show. Here's the 29 of Phil Ellis Jr. in the Celsius Chevy Camaro. And here is the 83 of Ryan Hufford. Ooh, new paint job for the 83 of Ryan Hufford. We'll have to take a closer look at it as we move throughout the evening, but it looks like a nice one. Here's the 67 of Matthew Fritz, another playoff driver. And if you're new to the program, you'll see the lap times pop up on the right side of your screen, right above the Frye Disposal logo. So you can follow along there, or you can follow along with the timing tower. Look out, Devin Zimmerman. He's not going to be happy with that one. Here's the Bass Pro Shops. Yeah, you're right. You didn't lie. We saw it right offhand right here in qualifying on lap 1. Here's the 07 of Lauren Vinson on his way out. Believe this is to take the green flag. It is. No one has put a time in just yet. There's our first lap time. The 83, Ryan Hufford, goes 31.132 on lap 1. He will be the time to beat. A lot of guys starting to come out there, but no one's setting times. Wonder if they had problems. There's a time from Matthew Fritz. Quick time, 30.937. Matt Baines to the top of the board, 37.87 for Baines. He was the fastest in practice. Can he follow it up with a pole in qualifying? Holden Wheeler in the 09 goes 39.01. Good enough for third quick right now. A lot of times coming in now. Josh Hall goes 31.160. Sixth quick out of 6 currently. Jay Stinson, 39.21. Fourth quick. Matthew Fritz now jumps to the top, 37.59, and Baines bounces back over him, 37.47. Back to the pole goes Baines now. Zimmerman put in a time, 30.818. Third quick right now. Not bad considering he slammed the wall on lap 1. Phil Ellis Jr., 31.094. 11th quick on lap 2 out of 11 qualifiers. Corey Bunch is in the field tonight in the 02, 31.007. He goes second quick on lap 2, 37.54, just behind Matt Baines. Garrett Walden in the 43, 38.97, good enough for sixth quick. He wasn't very quick in practice, but that's a decent qualifying time thus far. Sharn Hill is out there. Nicholas Walthorn just finished. He is 11th quick. Sharn Hill hit a 39.59, 10th quick for lap 1. Ryan Gomes about to finish lap 2, or he just did, 37.94, fourth quick for Gomes, good lap. Garrett Walden, fourth quick, 37.71. That's a good way to start when you need it. Kenneth Redinger's out there. He got a 38.64. He's ninth quick right now. Sharn Hill goes into the top 5 for the 05 with a 37.74 for Sharn Hill on lap 2. Justin Parham is out there in the red, white, and blue number 19. 38.29 on lap 1. 8th quick for Parham. Warren Keith to the top on lap 2, 37.36 as he beats out teammate Matt Baines for the pole late in qualifying. Couple guys left still with an opportunity. Redinger sits 7th quick. That's right where he was in practice. Now 8th quick as Justin Parham takes the pole. 37.23. Woo-wee. Big advance for Justin Parham on lap 2. Vince Brent is back with us tonight. Good to see him back. He's coming down the front stretch to take his second lap time. Will he improve on lap 2? 38.12, 10th quick for Vince Brent. One guy has yet to set a practice or a qualifying time, that is, and that is Brandon Anderson. He's out there now, but I'm not sure he'll have enough time. Maybe took a little bit too long on the old bathroom break, did Brandon Anderson in the 49. A lot of new paints I'm seeing so far. Anderson does get in a time, 31.415. That's all he'll have time for, and he will be 21st quick. So, despite putting in a time, he will still start on the tail end of the field. Let's bring you tonight's starting grid. Justin Parham inched out Warren Keith for the pole. Warren Keith will start second. Matt Baines will roll off third. Corey Bunch in the 02 will start fourth. Matthew Fritz in the 67 will start fifth. Garrett Walden in the 43 will start sixth. Starting seventh will be the 05 of Sean Hill. Kenneth Redinger in the 99 will roll off eighth. Rounding out your top 10 will be Ryan Gomes in the 55 and Vince Brent in the 92. Jesse?
Devin Zimmerman, your first guy outside of the top 10, P11. Ryan Hufford is going to be 12th. AJ Evangelista, P13. Holden Wheeler is going to be in 14th, where I would have qualified if my time would have counted. P15, Jay Stinson. Nicholas Walthorn, P16. Lauren Vincent is in 17th. Ian Davis is in 18th. Josh Hall in 19th. Phil Ellis is P20, and rounding out your field tonight is going to be the 49 of Brandon Anderson.
All right, folks, the field is set. We'll go up to the front of the field with the 19 of Justin Parham. And Jesse, I'm going to put you on the spot like I do every week. Who you picking tonight?
Oh, man, I don't want to do this 2 weeks in a row, but I had him circled. I was hoping you would ask this before qualifying. Justin Parham, he's my guy tonight. He's he's on the pole. He's the only guy that is more than 10 points ahead of the cut line. In fact, he is 17 points ahead of the cut line right now. He's the only one really kind of comfortable tonight. So for that reason, he's going to be my pick. He's the only one that's out here with a cool head besides Warren. And if he can keep the car clean, keep it off the wall, keep it out of incidents, and play smart strategy, he's my pick.
All right, Justin Parham is the expert pick from Jesse Whittington. And welcome in, Morgan. Good to see you. Hope everyone's doing well tonight and excited for another great SCSRA Frye Disposal ARCA Series race here to finally settle the Championship 4. And the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car, which means one thing.
We're about to go green. And the iRacing.com pace car leads the field out of turn 4, makes that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. It's going to be a little bit of a track to the restart zone, the Geico restart zone, clearly outlined on the outside wall. Green flag is out, and we are underway tonight. Justin Parham gets a really good start on the inside. Looks like Bayon's actually tried a couple guys poking their nose out, seeing if they can make a move going down into turn 1. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of a run we see on the outside of turn 1. And Parham blocks it. He jumps right up in front of Warren Kyle Keith to keep the lead going down into turn 3.
Yeah, that was a really aggressive block there early, but it did the job, and he jumps up in front of Warren Keith again. This time Keith trying to pull to that quarter panel, and it looks like he will going into turn 1. And folks, that is not smoke from the 19 of Justin Parham. That's just some dust and gravel that may have gotten on the track due to some incidents in qualifying, as it does carry over from there. Warren Kyle Keith goes to the front.
What a move from Warren Kyle Keith. He set it up all the way back in turn 3, just entered high, rolled momentum, and stayed up high through 1 and 2. But it looks like Parham is just trying to stay low and see if he can keep the tires under him throughout the duration of this run.
Yeah, that 19, he's definitely someone that knows how to save tires. I guarantee you he's not panicking whatsoever right now as the 43, Garrett Walden, goes around him for third right now. Kenneth Redinger, Matt Bayens battling right behind the 19 of Justin Parham now as they're nearly 3 wide. Oh my goodness, that was close.
Ooh. I don't think Parham really liked that too much right there. He kind of pinched Bayens down to the inside going down into turn 1, and they somehow keep it clean. But I have to say, I'm really shocked to see this track always develops a bunch of different lines throughout the night on both ends of the track. But I'm surprised to see people diving down below the apron on the front stretch so much because of how bumpy it is down there.
Yeah, you did some laps here just before we went live this evening, and we're mentioning how tight the car was if you're just joining us at home. And like you just mentioned, how bumpy it is now they're all single file. The top 5 back to Bayens and Redinger now as Bayens takes a little bit of a peek there on the inside once again on Parham.
Yeah, Bayens, he's trying to make some aggressive moves, but in all honesty, I'm kind of surprised he keeps on trying it because every time he's done it, he's lost one spot. So right there, he falls from 5th to 6th, just like that.
Yeah, and talk about someone who's doing really well right now. Kenneth Redinger in that 99, our pre-race interview, he said, I'm not really that good at this track. Yeah, sure, he's up 3 spots and got the 99 in 5th right now. He's right on that back bumper of the 43 of Garrett Walden.
Ooh, Garrett, I don't know if you saw how wiggly that car got, but he was bump drafting him from the exit of turn 4 all the way until about the start-finish line. But yeah, you can see these cars now, especially coming off of turn 2. They're washing way out to the wall, and it looks like these cars are a little bit of a handful. Not because they're loose, but you can't get that front end turned.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. And something we missed in the chaos going on there, 5th through about 10th, was the 02 of Corey Bunch overtaking Warren Keith, and now Warren has slipped to 3rd. I hesitate to say slipped, right? Another guy that's probably just saving tires on that inside lane. That's going to give the 2 spot to the 43 of Garrett Walden while the 02 is out front.
Yeah, it's something that I really like about what Walden is doing. He's using the banking in turn 1 and 2 to his advantage, and then he's just wrapping that yellow line in 3 and 4. So you can see him kind of dive down to, enter high, dive down to the inside, and he's just using the banking in 1 and 2, not really scrubbing the tires too much. And then whenever he gets down into turn 3, watch how quick he gets down to the inside line. And he's going to hold it there just about the entire corner and then just slowly come up off the corner. And I'm enjoying watching this line that he's running. Might be some good notes for tomorrow night.
There you go. Always scouting is Jesse Whittington, and now Matt Bayens on the outside of Warren Keith. And let's take a look a little bit further back here. Sharn Hill, Matthew Fritz, they were just mixing it up. Matthew Fritz did clear for now. Sharn Hill working that inside lane. And now Sharn Hill, 3 wide. He's in the middle of the 99 of Redinger and the 19 of Parham on the outside. He clears both. What a move by Sharn Hill.
Hey, I mean, you see a move, you go for it. What a move by Sharn. That was fun to watch.
That was fun. The 99 tapped the wall just a little bit. That's going to give Sharn Hill just a wee bit of breathing room as he's attempting to take teammate Holden Wheeler in the 09 behind him. Holden last week nearly won the thing and got chased down in the last few laps by Warren Keith, but it was a heck of a drive from the 09 of Holden Wheeler.
Yeah, Holden Wheeler, he's always got some raw pace. Actually kind of shocked to see how, I guess you could say, poorly he's qualified tonight. you know, he's up 6 spots on the night so far. So from P14 all the way up to P8 at this point. I mean, he's one that you can circle. You know he's always going to have some raw pace.
Absolutely. We've seen it early. He's only been here 3-4 races, but put on a show every single race. Let's take a look here at the battle for ninth. This is Devin Zimmerman and Matthew Fritz, two playoff drivers, and right now, with the exception of Jay Stinson, they're looking up in front of them, Jesse, and saying, oh man, we got to make some moves here. Every driver, with the exception of, well, now Stinson goes to the outside of both these guys, is now they're 3 wide. We'll get back to that note momentarily.
Yeah. Good Lord, there's a lot of action going on. There's a lot more action in 3 and 4 than I expected, to be honest with you. I figured people were going to be fighting for the bottom, but no, we got people basically about 3/4 of the track up, all the way down to the apron, so this is fun to watch. But no, as you were saying, you know, these guys are looking up in front of them, trying to think, I got to get up here. You know, like it was mentioned many, many times last week of how much of an emphasis do these guys need to put on getting some stage points. And you can see right now, these playoff drivers, as close as the playoff points are right now, they are putting a huge emphasis on getting getting stage points tonight.
100%. I mean, amazing battles all the way through the field, and now 7 of your 8 playoff drivers in the top 10. Those two right here, Zimmerman and Stinson, jockeying back and forth for that 10th spot. That's going to be interesting coming down towards the end of the stage. Matt Bayens, Kenneth Redinger still battling for the 3rd spot. Redinger on that inside lane, side by side off turn 4 as they cross the stripe here.
Yeah. And we're having a battle for the lead right now as well. We got Garrett Walden making a pass on the 0-2 of Corey Bunch. That puts Garrett Walden at the most playoff points that anybody can earn, or the most stage points anybody can earn, if he can hold this spot.
Now, Jesse, talk to us a little bit about the points. There is the stage points. If I'm not mistaken, it's 10 for the winner, and then it dwindles 1 by 1 till you get down to 10th. And then do you get a point in the SCSRA ARCA series for leading a lap?
Yes. The bonus points for SCSRA are, of course, you get stage points, like you just mentioned. 10 points for first place, 1 point for 10th place. And then you get a point for leading the lap, a point for leading the most laps. You also get a point for qualifying on the pole position, and you get some bonus points if you're able to get the win as well. So, and in all honesty, I mean, you know, if you get the win tonight, that locks you into next week's finale. So, realistically, these guys, especially Garrett, who is way down the leaderboard. He's sitting in P8, and I believe it is minus 15 on the cut line. I mean, yes, a stage win is going to help a little bit, but, you know, he's chasing down Matthew Fritz, who is actually not inside the top 10 right now. So this may actually be really good for somebody like Garrett Walden.
Yeah, they're back and forth back here. 3 playoff drivers all lined up. We mentioned that. We're going to cut away a little bit now from the front, or the top 12 anyway. We're going to take a look here at Nicholas Walthorn. He is 12th right now. He's up 4 spots on the evening from where he qualified, and he's right behind Jay Stinson and Matthew Fritz, 54, doing well. Even further back now, the 16th position as it sits currently, the 49 of Brandon Anderson. We saw him only get 1 lap in qualifying. He currently sits up 5 spots from where he qualified. Of course, he's being pressured right now by the 07 of Lauren Vincent, the 5 of AJ Evangelista right there as well.
I mean, every single one of these guys, like front to back, it doesn't matter where you look on this track. There is action going on. So this is entertaining for me to watch.
Absolutely.
I'm just being a fan right now.
100%. My favorite racing to watch right now has to be this battle, basically 5th through 10th. They're all right here. You could throw a blanket over them, probably even further back than that. Matthew Fritz currently sits 11th. We're taking a look here at Justin Parham, who is in 5th. So that was pretty accurate, but now Holden Wheeler, Sharn Hill pulling close to that back bumper of Justin Parham, while Devin Zimmerman closes in on him. And Jesse, I'm not quite sure, but even though Warren is a great tire saver, it's kind of unusual to see him drop this far back. He's now down 7 spots on the evening thus far early on. You think there might be trouble with the 9 ride, or just severe strategy to save tires here?
I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. I've noticed quite a few times, especially through turns 1 and 2, he is way up by the wall. He's running higher up on the track than just about anybody else around him. So if I'm being completely honest with you right now, I would say this stage has been nothing more than just trying to experiment and see what he can figure out, where the car is running best, how he's getting the car rotated, if the high line is even viable in stage 2. He's one of those types of guys that's not afraid to experiment and grow in the latter stages of the race.
And there's only one guy out here that knows the hand that he's been dealt, and that's Warren Keith, right? He locked himself in. He doesn't have to do anything special in this stage or even in this race. If it means that the whole first stage he can experiment, like you were saying, and see what might work later on in the race, he can do it. He will do it, and that could be a good point. Nevertheless, we'll watch the 9 as this race progresses. And now the 99 right inside of that 72, Matt Baines. Redinger now up 5 spots on the night, along with Garrett Walden leading the race currently. Redinger looking for some more stage points here as we close in on the stage. The 9 is wrapped up in trouble. Jay Stinson involved. Matthew Fritz hard into the wall. My goodness. And you just
mentioned
mentioned
should be
it.
stage 2.
And you just mentioned it, Jesse, that you saw the 9, what appeared to be some abnormal struggles for Warren Keith tonight so far. I mean, he was down to 9th, and he was right up there on that top side like we've seen a lot of times this evening. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened here. We're probably going to have to rewind it just a little bit.
I can say right now, real quick, Ryan Gomes, race director for this series, he did confirm that is the stage. So stage winner, the 43 of Garrett Walden.
All right, big news there out of race control. Thank you for that, Jesse. And man, that could play huge for the 43 of Walden. Of course, we got a long way to go. Let's see what happened here to the 9 of Warren Keith.
Oh, wow. Looks like the 05 just got hit by the 09, his teammate, the 09. Holden Wheeler gets into Sharn Hill.
Yeah, so it started before, so it wasn't Warren Keith. Let's go now slow motion here. The 05 right up there in front with that neon green banner or spoiler, folks.
Yeah, and he was just kind of checking up, getting into the corner, just flat out got hit from behind. And Warren Kyle Keith, you can see him hard on the brakes right there. There's nothing he could really do. And big news here, Warren did actually claim this caution. I don't know if I don't think he knows what happened in front of the 09 of Holden Wheeler, but he did claim the caution.
He may not have, but he also, look, it's straight here, right? No caution as of now. Ultimately, you know, this still stems from that same issue, of course, but the 9 now gets into Jay Stinson, who's on the bottom, probably trying to avoid it. Stinson around, he got into the 67. The 9, Warren Keith, he just never gives up. He's still fighting it, and he might have had it saved there if he hadn't made more contact with the 67. Unfortunately for the 67, that's going to spell a fast repair as he goes hard into that outside wall. Chaos broke loose there at the end of that stage, but interesting, it wasn't what we thought it was at first glance. But Garrett Walden gets the stage win. They've already pitted here, folks. They're about to go 1 to green, so we took a little bit more time than normal kind of diagnosing the cause of that incident. We're not going to have an opportunity to get with stage winner Garrett Walden, unfortunately, but you know, at the same time, Jesse, it's always so hard to pull those guys when they're discussing strategy, and it is playoffs right now, and I always feel a little bit guilty that I pull them away from that at that moment. Now, one thing developing here, Jesse, 3 playoff drivers now, well, count Warren Keith, and we got 3, but 2 still trying to get in. Jay Stinson, Matthew Fritz going to start near the back of the field here on this restart.
Yeah, I mean, not only are they starting in the back of the field for this restart, both of those guys were on the cut line, and both of them were unable to get stage points while, you know, Kenneth Redinger, Devin Zimmerman, and of course, Garrett Walden, who needed the most stage points. You know, that brings all of those guys way closer, and I'm going to be doing some math here. If you want to take this restart, I'll try to get some updates on where they stand right now.
Works for me, and the pace car pulls off, and these 21 drivers will hit the Geico restart zone. Garrett Walden will have the opportunity to fire first, and there he goes. And the 0-2 Corey Bunch is to his outside. Good jump for Walden after all, as Bunch will settle in behind the 43. Matt Baines, Justin Parham stayed side by side on the restart. Baines looking to the inside here. We did see the 19 of Justin Parham start up front this race. He fell back considerably coming to that first caution that ultimately ended up being the stage. That outside lane just a little bit stronger. Parham prevails, as does Redinger. He's got the 99 up into the top 5. He ran a phenomenal stage. Sharn Hill, Holden Wheeler still right there, both able to score stage points. Of course, more important for the 05 of Sharn Hill. Take a look here at Vince Brent. We weren't really able to see him in qualifying, but he's got the Busch Toyota Camry back on track with us this week. He's missed the last 2 weeks, and he was a strong contender for the championship and the old work schedule messed around with that. So good to see Vince back out here and giving these guys all they can handle like he does most weeks. Brandon Anderson, extreme beneficiary from that pit stop. He's now up 11. Half of those spots were from the hard work he did on the track, and then the other half was the hard work he put in on pit road last time, and he came out in a top 10 position. We'll watch the 31 of Stinson as well as the 9 of Keith and the 67 of Matthew Fritz, as now Fritz and Stinson at least are in dire straits with 75 laps to go here or thereabouts. Vince Brent now potentially looking to take her 3 wide. Ooh, little bit. He's on the inside of Matt Baines in the 72, now looking to the inside of Holden Wheeler.
And I can confirm after that stage, at this point, after that stage, the cut line has moved. Kenneth Redinger is now inside of the top four. Sharon Hill extends, actually drops just a hair. Garrett Walden is now only 7 points outside of the cut line.
So some very valuable stage points there for both Redinger and Walden, and Redinger now leads the race as we have pole sitter Justin Parham on his back bumper now, trying to come back to where he started it all off this evening. Thanks for the points update there, Jesse, and if we get an opportunity, we'll look at the graphic. You can kind of reset it for us. Of course, that'll only be if there's another caution, but check in here on the 83 of Ryan Hufford. It's hard to watch him. He's had some internet issues as of late, so every so often he'll kind of blink out. He is just up one spot on the night, but he's had a very consistent evening. Currently sitting 11th, battling with Jay Stinson in that 31, trying to come up through the field here.
Yeah, man, he's kind of been up and down, all evening. But I mean, it's unfortunate getting caught up in that wreck that he legitimately had nothing to do with, and just trying to make up ground. He probably used a fast repair right there. So he's driving seeing red right now.
Yeah, he is, and he's got the 31 all the way up into 10th position already. We just saw 3 wide. It looks like Sharon Hill, something may be wrong with the 05, is now in the blink of an eye. He's back to 11th. Could be that, or could be tire saving mode for the 05, as so many times this season, Jesse, we've seen Sharon get the raw end of the deal on the green flag pit cycle, where seems like right after he pits, a caution comes out and he gets trapped a lap down or trapped back in 15th or something like that. So maybe that's all it is, or maybe other issues for the 05. We'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very good chance he probably didn't get all of the damage repaired after that incident on the last pit stop, or the last round of pit stops, or even he just took some extra time to try to get it fixed. But yeah, his situation's been kind of weird tonight. He's had some speed, but also hasn't really had the speed that we come to expect out of him, the raw early run pace. But so I mean, he's definitely putting on a show one way or another tonight.
Yeah, he is, and he made a great save there, and what could have got him wrapped up in that wreck and that caution altogether. He made a great save and managed to get stage points, which, as you just mentioned, are extremely valuable at this stage in the game. And I'm looking at 92 of Vince Brent right now, who's moving up through the field rapidly. We do have a battle for the lead, and Holden Wheeler is on the outside of the 99 of Kenneth Redinger. Jesse, this is the second week in a row we've seen Wheeler to the point.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, Wheeler is one of those guys. He's always got raw pace, but he's also one of those guys where sometimes he even admitted it in his interview where he'll just kind of burn his stuff up. But it seems to be holding up a little bit better tonight, as he made his way up through the field pretty well in that first stage before getting caught up in that incident.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
There's some contact for the lead too.
Yep, they did make a little contact. I was just going to mention the 99 was squeezing him a little bit on the outside heading into turn 1. The 09 did brush up against that wall, which I think caused him to want to come back down, and they rub again out of turn 4. They're staying side by side here all the way to the stripe. Some great racing up front. Jesse, the longer these two guys battle like this side by side, you can see a whole group of cars closing in on him from behind.
Yeah, I mean, first through third, it was Wheeler, Redinger, and Walden. All of those guys had a 3/4 of a second lead over third place, and the more these guys battle, the more they're chewing up their tires. First of all, and second of all, the more they're just letting everybody else behind them close in. As Vince Brent actually makes a big move down to the inside. He makes the move through the middle and then dives to the inside of Garrett Walden. So great run by him so far.
Man, Vince Brent was just in the middle of 3 wide in between Baynes and Parham and dove it down below that line to make it work underneath Justin Parham. Now they put Holden Wheeler 3 wide. Garrett Walden goes around the outside. Vince Brent on the inside. Both of these guys looking for the lead as now we have 2 playoff drivers trying to squeeze into the championship 4. Kenneth Redinger, Garrett Walden getting it done so far here tonight.
Yep, and I can tell you right now as well, with the lap lead bonus point that Kenneth Redinger has right now, he does have a lead on the cut line by 4 points over Matthew Fritz. We know that Matthew Fritz is not going to get the clean race bonus points after that incident. So, this cut line is getting more and more interesting as the night goes along.
Sure is, and now Kenneth Redinger being pressured. We're going to check back on that momentarily. Check in on Brandon Anderson. He's side by side with Jay Stinson. Feel like we said that 20 laps ago. He's up 12 spots on the evening, and him and Stinson are absolutely cruising right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were talking earlier, and he had some speed in practice, but he didn't get his qualifying lap down in time. He's up 10 spots on the day, even though he was just up 13. So, kind of getting crossed up a little bit right now. But yeah, I mean, these guys are putting on one heck of a show. Jay Stinson, he's made his way back up through the field big time right now. He's up 7 spots from his qualifying start, and there's no telling how many positions he's up since the restart.
Yeah, he's cruising. He's a man on a mission right now. He's got a little bit of traffic to deal with. In front of him is Holden Wheeler falling back just a little bit, maybe point of that tire saving that we've seen him struggle with in races prior. Justin Parham is right there, falling back a little. That could be a tire saving issue. I would like to point out too, Jesse, that we had our caution for the stage at lap 27. So once we go past 27 laps green, it's all uncharted territory for all these drivers at that point, which normally if the stage came out at the end of 30, closer to 31, right, they'd be working with 34 laps, 35 laps by the time you get back green. So it is a little bit shorter on the knowledge for the tire saving going into this long green flag run here.
And not only the tire saving, but you got to think about the fuel strategy as well. If we're able to stretch this second stage, go from the drop of the green flag for the stage all the way to the checkered, it's going to be hard for these guys to, stretch it into one stop. I'm not 100% sure how the fuel looks, but yeah, it's like you said, uncharted territory. We got a bunch of contact. We got, who is that? Zimmerman making some contact with Holden Wheeler, and Holden Wheeler, like I said earlier, he's kind of falling like a rock after he took the lead.
Yeah, and Devin Zimmerman trying to get through this 3 wide as he's been 3 wide for so long now. They finally clear, and he'll have a little bit of relief as he works past now the 09 of Wheeler, as you mentioned. Zimmerman had it up into 8th for a second, but I guess nothing's wrong with the 05 as now Sharon Hill battling back as he's in 8th and setting his sights on that 31 of Stinson, and he's taken the 83 of Ryan Hufford with him. Basically all single file now for the top 10 here. Whoop.
Yeah, this is difficult to follow. I'm trying to do the best that I can, but these guys are putting on an amazing show. They're close racing, a bunch of 3-wide battles. Remember I said in the pre-race show, these cars, I'd be willing to bet that they draft really well. And that's what it seems like. We haven't seen anybody take a big lead. I think the biggest lead we've seen tonight is about 4/10, maybe half a second. So, I mean, these guys are giving it everything they got.
Yeah, they definitely are. I wanted to check in for the viewers at home, looking for the 54 of Nicholas Walthorn. Alicia, welcome in. You're late. Still love you, though. Joe Gonzalez rooting on Nicholas Walthorn in the 54. He's up 5 spots right now. He's just outside the top 10. We haven't talked about him a whole lot in the race, but that's a good thing simply because he's staying very consistent, not putting himself in a situation that is bad, and honestly, he's just kind of cruising along right now. So we'll see more from the 54 as he works up through the field. Close battle up front here. This for second now, Jesse. Vince Brent battling with the 43 of Garrett Walden.
Yeah, and we've seen a couple times, or I have seen the 92 of Vince Brent. He keeps on taking that outside line through turns 3 and 4. And he's holding a lot of momentum coming off the corner, and he's really able to hold position. I guess the high line in 3 and 4 is a really good defensive line in this car.
Yeah, and you mentioned it very early in the race, Jesse, how this track develops multiple lines. As now I see a lot of rubbing here between Sharn Hill and Devin Zimmerman. They sorted out. That could have been bad for both of them, both playoff drivers. But anyway, it's really, really exciting now to see multiple lines develop. The inside lane coming along here. The outside lane moving very well. Ryan Hufford, he's up 5 spots. He's got that thing up into 7th now, right behind Corey Bunch. Jay Stinson battling with Bunch, and this would get Stinson into the top 5 if he could make the move on the orange 02.
Yeah, and Stinson, I don't know how he's holding these tires together as quick as he's marched through the field so far. I'll be completely honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him kind of start to fall off here as we get closer to the pit cycle. But shoot, while I'm talking, 43 of Garrett Walden, he finally makes the pass on the 92 of Vince Brent.
I mean, it happens.
Now got his sights set on. There's just so much going on.
Yeah.
3 wide right here. Devin Zimmerman, all 3 playoff drivers. Like, what are these guys doing?
That's a great shot. Sharn is absolutely going to love it. Well, as long as he comes out of it clean. And he does. He clears on the outside. Sharn Hill, 8th place. Oh, wait. Here they come back on him. Devin Zimmerman rubbing with the 19 of Justin Parham. Folks, we're trying to hit all the battles, but there's just too many to watch, and that's never a bad thing. We just can't watch them all at once. This becomes the best battle on the Speedway right now. Sharn Hill battling with the 19 of Justin Parham as Devin Zimmerman fell back just a little bit off that 3 wide.
Yeah, Devin Zimmerman, you could see the fire coming out of the tailpipe. That's what I love about watching races at night. You can see the fire coming out of the tailpipe whenever they lift off the gas, and it broke all of his momentum trying to run the bottom side. But we got the 43 of Garrett Walden. Oh, Vince Brent makes contact with the 72 of Matthew Bayens. And
man, man.
My God, I don't know how they held that together, but good Lord, that cannot be good for the aerodynamics of the 72 of Matthew Bayens right here.
I mean, I have no idea how we're not under caution right now. I saw that start to develop. Unfortunately, we can't go back to it because it didn't cause anything. but literally it looked like the 72 was straight sideways off the nose of the 92 of Vince Brent. And both of those drivers, we say somehow, but that just goes to show the level of talent here in the SCSRA Frye Disposal ARCA Series, Jesse. It's incredible. And racing moves on. Corey Bunch being passed now by the 83 of Ryan Hufford. And folks, the 83 of Hufford is driving insanely good right now. He's up 8 spots on the night. He's your biggest mover, and the 83 is now into the top 5, mixing it up with all these playoff drivers and top guys. Probably closing in on pit stops, I gotta say, pretty soon, I would think. Wouldn't you say, Jesse?
Oh, absolutely. You would be thinking within the next 10 laps, unless these guys are thinking about maybe doing a 2-stop strategy, and if that's the case, it should be within the next 2 or 3 laps. But man, it's just, Ryan Hufford, he was a beneficiary of all that contact just a few laps ago between Vince Brent and Matthew Bayens. Don't know how Matthew Bayens is still up there in P3, but man, that, like you said, all the credit in the world to these guys for holding that together and not making it something bigger than it probably should have been, honestly.
Absolutely, and don't look now, but the 9 of Warren Keith, it's taken him about 37 laps to get here, but he's back up into 6th place after he was one of the issues for the caution. Not that Warren did anything wrong, but so I don't mean that when I say he was an issue, but he's way back up into 6th now.
He claimed that caution. I wish he would have let that go to the officials, to be honest with you, because he ended up taking an EOL. But it is what it is. But I was kind of keeping an eye on him. He was just sitting back, and he stayed down in 18th, 19th for a large portion of this run, just saving tires, and he's really started to climb back up towards the front, and he's got his sights set on the top 5, just probably about a second or so in front of him.
Yeah, he's on the move. Someone else continuing.
Kenneth Redinger just came on the radio saying he's pitting this time by. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You're good.
I just heard him.
That's great information. Our leader, the 99 of Kenneth Redinger, will be pitting, according to Jesse Winnington on Race Comms, our infield reporter, if you will. And there it is, the 99 down. And, man, I don't know if he got it slowed down in time to where he won't get a penalty. We'll have to see. Justin Parham is down. Sean Hill down, as well as Holden Wheeler coming off pit road. Now that turns over the lead to Garrett Walden. And, Jesse, I mentioned it. They went 30 laps or 27 laps, green flag racing. Beyond that point, didn't know what to expect. And here we are, 40 laps in, and they're bringing her down pit road for their first pit stop. More than likely now going to be able to go the distance the rest of the way.
Yeah, but we got a spin coming onto pit road now. 92 of Vince Brent got loose, locking up the brakes a little bit, spins down into the 54. Oh my gosh. These guys are all over the place. But Warren Kyle Keith just now called out he's pitting. But yeah, no, these guys, they're playing the strategy. I mean, we know that Walden has the speed on the long run and the short run. So now that he's going to have about 2 to 3 lap fresher tires, that could mean a lot for the late race action. But this morning, I mean, pre-race, we were talking to Redinger. He said that this was not his best track. He's doing everything he can to prove himself wrong.
Yeah, I think he might have been keeping it under wraps, like a football coach does in the pregame interview, in case the other team is watching. They don't want to give away too much, so just kidding. Redinger, good guy. But Lauren Vincent now the last one to come down pit road under the green flag pit cycle. He did lead a lap, so bonus point to Lauren Vincent. As soon as Garrett Walden comes around, well, now the 99er Redinger passed Walden. That's going to make it interesting. Redinger pit, Jesse, on lap 69. Garrett Walden pit on 71. Do you think down the stretch, if this stays green, that 2 laps could play an important factor, if you will, down the stretch here late?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we saw this kind of strategy come into effect. I want to say it was Darlington. These guys, the guys that stayed out just a little bit longer had the fresher tires at the end. They were able to do things that the guys in front of them wasn't able to do. So, I know it's only 2 laps, but those 2 laps could make a big difference in terms of, overall tire life or even a little bit of fuel. 2 gallons of fuel less that you would have to take if you pit a little bit later, that could make a difference in your short run speed. I mean, there's a lot of factors that play into it. And Kenneth Redinger, he is pushing all out right now. We can see Walden and Bunch and these guys back here kind of sitting back and just waiting.
Yeah, one good thing for Redinger, though, is he is running that inside lane, probably ideal for the tire savings since he has a little bit of a gap. We've reached lap 75, and Jesse, I think it's a good time we do a playoff driver run through the field as we check in on all 8 playoff drivers. We're going to start here with the 67 of Matthew Fritz. He currently runs 20th, and right now, Jesse, Matthew needs a Hail Mary and a prayer to get in.
Yeah, and if Redinger leads any more laps, I'd have to say it would probably be safe to say that he'll get the most laps led tonight. Well, actually, Garrett Walden actually just now made the pass for the lead. I'm sorry.
Holy moly, what happened there? We were just...
I'm not sure. He was just 1.4 seconds behind him.
Yeah, folks, we normally don't miss battles for the lead that quick, but we literally, as you saw at home, literally just took the camera off Kenneth Redinger, and then all of a sudden he's losing the lead to Garrett Walden. And not only that, but he may lose second place to Corey Bunch. We are going to go back to our playoff driver insight here momentarily, but Garrett Walden in the 43 back to the point. Yeah, no kidding. We barely got going there, but we covered Matthew Fritz. Let's go now. We're going to go up to Jay Stinson, currently sitting 10th. He does have some guys there to battle for position. Vince Brent in 11th behind him, and then another playoff driver, Devin Zimmerman, right in front of him. Jesse, how are you feeling about Jay's points right now and where he stands in 10th?
I'll be completely honest with you. After doing the points going from after the stage, he's not in a very good position. He's dead last in the playoff standings. He's on the outside by 9 points. At this point, he pretty much needs a win, or for everybody in front of him to have a night like Fritz is having. So I don't have a very good feeling if this stays green like this.
Fair enough. We go right up now to the 36 of Devin Zimmerman. He did manage, I believe, some stage points. Correct me if I'm wrong. 8th. Okay, so Zimmerman in a little bit better position and running, 6th out of 8 playoff drivers as it stands right now.
Zimmerman with those three points from finishing 8th in the stage. I mean, that helps him a little bit, but he's still on the outside looking in. He's down by 6 points to Kenneth Redinger, and so he's gonna have to have something strong come on here in this final stage if he wants to move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone I feel our next guy in a good position right now did manage to get pretty decent stage points. Sean Hill battling, he fell back a little bit. We were a little concerned. Then all of a sudden battled back, got back right where he is now, up into 8th. Right behind. Oh, as he takes a bump there from Devin Zimmerman, but he holds it together. How you feeling right now if things were to end right this second about Sean Hill's opportunity?
I mean, if I'm being honest, he's the one guy that could afford just one of these kind of races. You know, he got some decent stage points. I believe he was 4th in the stage, and he's doing a really good job of just trying to, I don't know if he's going to be able to get the clean race bonus points, but as of now, it looks like he is 10 points above the cut line. According to my math, that is unofficial. But, you know, he's one of those guys that can kind of take a deep breath and just focus on getting that solid top 10 finish. So I've got a good feeling about him.
Yeah, a long way to go as Devin Zimmerman does pull by him. It looks like Jay Stinson going to be able to work by him as well. This could be kind of what we saw in that last green flag run before the pit stop, Jesse, where Sean's just kind of chilling. He's saving some tires, setting himself up for a strong late run. We'll have to keep an eye on it. We're going to skip Warren Keith. He's locked in, not because we don't like him, but he's there. We don't need to talk about him. We're going to move up to, the 19, Justin Parham, our pole sitter. He got that bonus point. Currently sits 6th. He's right by the 83 of Ryan Hufford.
Yeah, and he's also got a bonus point for leading a lap earlier this race. As of right now, according to my math, he is up 21 points. So even if he was to drop out of the race, I would say he is locked in to the championship at this moment in time. I don't think there is a way anybody below him can catch him.
And that's a good spot to be if you're Justin. If you even have any sort of idea that may be the case, you're kind of out here just cruising along. Of course, he would love a win, right? Playoff points, things like that, solidify that position for sure, but got to feel good for that 19 as of right now. Now we're going to go back up to the front as we do have kind of a 3-car battle, and these 3 checking out a little bit from the 72 of Matthew Bayens and that little group. This is the 99 of Kenneth Redinger. What are you seeing from Redinger tonight so far in these first 85 laps or so?
I mean, he's got speed. That's about all I can say. That he wasn't very confident coming into the night. I'm not sure what happened, how he lost so much ground so quick. I don't know if he was massively saving tires. Maybe he thought he was going to be a lap or 2 short on fuel. I don't know what it was, but he fell down to 3rd, and now he's trying to battle back, and he's on the rear bumper of Garrett Walden. So, I mean, regardless of the situation of points, like, you got to come out of this kind of race at one of your least favorite tracks and feel good about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Kenneth Redinger. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and it's got to feel good. I'm sure he probably doesn't know this, but according to my calculations, he's in the final 4, 4 points ahead. But if Garrett Walden is able to pull this out, then that would knock him out of the championship 4 next week.
Oh, wow. That's going to be an interesting 21 laps to go here, of course, with them side by side, or, next to each other anyway, position-wise. And Corey Bunch in the 0-2 up there. But Corey, very respectful driver. We talked to him last week, Jesse, and he mentioned, hey, I'm just out here to run, have some fun. I'm definitely not out here to mix it up with any playoff drivers and ruin their chances. So I think, Corey, we're going to see a lot of, relaxing.
Yellow flag.
driving. Brandon Anderson, Phil Ellis Jr. involved here. I'm glad that happened because I lost my train of thought of where I was going with that. But Corey Bunch ultimately not out here to destroy anyone's playoff chances, and we'll leave it at that. That's where I was kind of going with it. Let's go back, take a look here on the instant replay. What happened with Brandon Anderson and Phil Ellis Jr.
I have no clue. My camera did not show it. Oh. Oh, wow. Brandon Anderson wiggled the car. It looked like he was trying to climb out of a swimming pool. I don't know if he received any contact, but he was definitely loose coming up off the corner. I don't know if there's much else to say about it.
Go back and take a look. I thought maybe, just maybe, he took a little bump here from the 29 of Phil Ellis Jr. I could be wrong, but yeah, the 49 was wobbly for about quarter mile here.
Oh, I think I saw what happened. Could we go back and put it in quarter time and zoom in a little bit on the 09 car?
Let's go 09 of Holden Wheeler. We'll go on the driver cam, and we'll go quarter time here.
So watch right here, the 09 gets pinched big time by the 29 of Phil Ellis. Wheeler kind of starts drifting up off the bottom. The 29 of Phil Ellis, he also drifts up off the bottom with this contact. And it almost looks like there is some net code from the 09 because there's no contact from the 29.
And what a great shot. If you look in the 49's window, you can see his hands going left and right there as you saw that what's called net code, folks, which is basically the simulator reading as if the 09 touched the 49, even though clear as day that did not happen. And from there it was the 49 of Brandon Anderson just trying to hold on to it. He fought it as long as he possibly could and wasn't able to pull it out. Heavy damage there to the 49 of Brandon Anderson and the 29 of Anderson, Phil Ellis Jr. Holden Wheeler, heavy damage, and as he's going to take a shot, I believe, here to the outside wall. He will. Lauren Vincent was able to squeeze by there, and Warren Keith, out of nowhere, is being scored our leader here. Did they have a pit stop? Okay, yeah, that's what happened. Everybody but Warren Keith pit. Man, I was about to be extremely thrown off there by that one. Jeez.
And the 43, Garrett Walden, he lost 2 spots on pit road after being in the lead before that caution.
Yeah, good call out there. And Warren Keith now to the lead with...
I can honestly tell you, being in the driver's seat right behind the wheel, if you have the lead and a caution comes out late and you lose it on pit road, there are no words to express how angry that could make you.
Well, in this case, he managed to lose 2 positions. He would have lost the lead regardless, I guess, just by Warren Keith staying out. But in any case, Garrett Walden does have a little bit more work cut out for him now, as he has at least one more car to get around. Of course, Kenneth Redinger, Corey Bunch, they pit as well. The whole field, with the exception of Warren Keith. And as the lights are off, quick diagnosis here. What do you think? What do you make of that for the 9 of Warren Keith, Jesse?
I do not like this decision. Simply because of the fact, he's on 23 lap old tires. I mean, the fall off isn't significant as the pace car makes a hard left-hand turn onto pit road. The fall off isn't significant like it is at Darlington, but there is fall off. And we are going to go back green. Warren Kyle Keith actually gets one heck of a jump on the inside. I guess he cleaned off those tires plenty well enough on that during the caution. I mean, it's it worked out for him. 72 of Matthew Bayens actually washes up high. He pushes the 99 of Kenneth Redinger out of line, and the 43 of Garrett Walden actually makes the move down to the inside, and he's going to get up into P3. 99 of Kenneth Redinger is trying to follow him through as there's more contact from... And Redinger is around! Wow.
Well, good news for Redinger is he hit that wall flush, and it really doesn't look like there's much damage at all. Let's go take another look here at what happened to Kenneth Redinger.
I'll be honest, I think this is a case of cooler heads not prevailing. All of this started in turn 1 and 2 on the restart. This started way before the exit of turn 4.
Let's go.
And I think Redinger, I don't think he was too happy.
Let's go take a look exactly at what you're talking about. Right there is when it happened. We're going to watch it full time so we can get the full deal and see here.
Yeah, the 72 of Bayens, he washes up off the bottom, and it slows the 99 of Redinger down. Redinger stays on the bumper of the 72 of Bayens the entire way down the front stretch, pushes him off into the corner, and then just flat out overdrives the exit of the corner and pushes Bayens up into the wall. You know, that's one of those instances. Bayens, I don't think anything was intentional, but I can understand where you would be aggravated. But at the same time, you're staring the championship 4 in the face, and this could put a major damper on your championship hopes.
Absolutely, and that's, I mean, like you mentioned, I went to this because I got a notification that Ryan Huffer, Jay Stinson had crashed. I think it was more so just a hard checkup. Everyone is where they were, so we'll go back to live action. But that's an instance where, you know, for Kenneth Redinger, if you just let that go, maybe you get another opportunity to get by him in a lap or two. We've seen some cars wash up like that, so by no means do I feel like there's anything intentional there by the 72 of Bayens. And I don't think Redinger was trying to wreck him either, obviously. But that's a scenario where he got into him hard enough to where it put Bayens up into the wall, and he shot back down, and ultimately Redinger's loses that battle now, and maybe the war at this point.
Right, and I mean, this is one of those instances, and I feel like the 9 of Warren Kyle Keith is trying to play a little bit of defense. It looks like he's going to pick the high side on this restart. But anyways, that's kind of beside the point. You know, if you're in Redinger's shoes, like I said, you have to be thinking long term. I understand you're frustrated. You just got sold a door. You want to try to sell it to them for double the cost. But at the same time, you know, it's one of those instances where you need to kind of sit back, take a breath, and make yourself survive for the next day, because at that point in time, Warren Kyle Keith was leading the race, and the 43 of Walden was, you know, just in front of you, possibly, you know, not having a shot at the win. So that locks you in. You make this kind of mistake and go for a little bit of revenge, guess what? You're on the outside looking in now.
Yep, and we're going to be 12 laps to go as we cross the line this time and take the green flag. Kenneth Redinger will start 19th on this restart, and he's going to be moving like a bat out of you-know-where to try to make up any kind of ground he can. But Jesse's going to bring us back to green here.
Yeah, the iRacing.com pace car takes that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. 9 of Warren Kyle Keith, he chose the outside for this restart. Green flag is out. Warren Kyle Keith does not get a very good jump. 0-2 of Corey Bunch actually spins the tires a little bit right in front of the 43 of Garrett Walden. Looks like the 83 of Ryan Hufford, he's trying to make something work on the outside line, but the 9 of Warren Kyle Keith, I don't think that was a very good decision to choose the outside on this restart, as the 0-2 of Corey Bunch actually takes the lead going off into turn 3.
We have more trouble in the back, and another caution is out. The 5 of AJ Evangelista and Nicholas Walthorn involved in an incident. Looks like Lauren Vincent just driving her down pit road. Not sure if that was due to being pushed down there or what happened, but let's go take a look and see what happened to Walthorn and Evangelista.
Oh, just a case of 3 wide and not enough room. 54 of Walthorn was trying to, hold position right there, and I guess he didn't realize that he was on the outside of 3 wide. 5 of AJ Evangelista didn't really have anywhere to go.
Yep, and let's rewind it one last time, and unfortunately, folks, I have to say, I think the 99 of Kenneth Redinger may have just checked in the Heartbreak Hotel here after this caution.
Oh, no.
And that will more than likely spell the end of the playoff hopes for the 99 of Kenneth Redinger. Unfortunately for him, one thing snowballed into a massive thing, and 5 cars down pit road now. The 99, of course, AJ Evangelista, Nicholas Walthorn, Brandon Anderson, all down pit road. And we're going to be less than 10 laps to go here when we go back green, Jesse. This one's turned into a wild one here.
I got a little bit of news here. 99 of Redinger was able to actually save his fast repair. He's got a fresh car right now, so might not be the end of his hopes.
Oh, that's good. I thought after last time he might have taken it just because we were coming down to 10 to go, and not that he took a ton of damage. Like I mentioned, he did hit that outside wall flush, which was great for him, but in that situation, sometimes, I'll go down pit road and think, okay, 13 to go, a minute and a half of repairs, what have you. I'm going to take the fast repair and save myself a couple positions or worrying about how much damage I have left. But could be the call of the race by the 99 of Redinger. We'll see how it plays out. The 07 of Lauren Vincent has rejoined us on the Speedway, and Warren, Kyle Keith, Corey Bunch will lead the way as we go 1 to green here. Going to be 8 laps to go, and Jesse not pitting with the rest of the field has worked out so far for Warren Keith. One guy that I know is probably hoping it works out a little bit better for is the 43 of Garrett Walden.
Yeah, and this time he's going to be restarting right behind the leader, which I believe they're teammates, correct?
They are teammates, and in fact, we got 3 teammates lined up here on that outside lane, all playoff drivers. Warren Keith, Garrett Walden, Sean Hill, all going to start from that outside lane. Do you think that can be beneficial at a track like Kentucky, Jesse, or is it kind of neither here nor there?
I mean, truth be told, it all depends. If the right communication is said here, then it could be very beneficial to all 3 of them. If not, if Warren's holding back information, which I wouldn't blame him if he did. He's trying to fight for what he feels like his best shot at a championship is. as the pace car makes that dive to the inside. Um, it just all depends on the communication of the team. But we're gonna find out right here. 9 of Warren Kyle Keith is leading us to green. He actually gets a great restart this time around. Much better restart than last time. He is gonna be a long shot ahead of the 02 of Corey Bunch. Corey Bunch is gonna settle down in P2. 83 of Ryan Hufford trying to fight hard for that podium position, but he's gonna lose it on the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, looks like that outside lane strong on the restarts once you get up to speed as far as being able to make that run, as the 43 of Walden does close off on the 83 of Ryan Hufford for now. Sharn Hill back in 5th. He got past Matt Bayens. And then Warren Keith, oh no, more trouble in the back, another caution. And if Warren Keith needed any help at all holding on to the top spot, he's gotten every single opportunity to do so, as it's just been caution after caution since lap 92. Go take a look at it and see.
In an instant, 19 of Parham just washes up off the bottom, catches the 09 of Wheeler, and that's what triggers this whole thing. And nothing more to it.
No, pretty simple to diagnose there. I mean, absolutely wild here for Warren Keith to be in this position. I mean, he was involved in a wreck. He didn't look to have as much speed as we've seen from the 9 in most weeks. And yet again, somehow, here we are, going to be under 5 laps to go here. I believe this might be a natural green-white checker, maybe 4 to go. So a little bit longer shootout, but here he is again with an opportunity to win yet another race. Now, he has to know behind him that Garrett Walden, of course, way on the outside looking in, coming into this evening, did what he had to do by winning the stage. Do you feel like if the 43, I'm not saying he lets him win it, right? But if the 43 gets a run on the 9, do you think they play nice and he says, oh, you know what? I'm gonna kind of sacrifice myself here and let you lock in? Or do you think he goes for the all-out win regardless of what it does for his teammates or for him?
Like, I've been racing with Warren going on about 3.5 years now. I've never been teammates with him, but I've raced in all sorts of leagues in many different disciplines. The guy, he's gonna play fair, but he's not gonna give anything to anyone. Doesn't matter. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. I highly doubt I see him give anything to Walden if he is able to get a run. But, you know, kind of one of those instances of what if.
Yep. And Corey Bunch in this mix as well. I mean, he's going to restart second. Obviously, in playoff weeks, we do tend to talk a little bit more about the playoff drivers and kind of paint that picture for those of you at home for these drivers, how they may be thinking or feeling and what we're looking at. But Corey Bunch could absolutely come up there and steal this one.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if Corey Bunch goes up there and is able to steal this one, I mean, that's one less guaranteed playoff spot, and there's going to be some math to be done whenever this race is over. So, I mean, man, this race is kind of turned over on its head these last 20-ish laps.
It certainly has. And after that last incident, Kenneth Redinger back up into 11th position just because he was able to save that fast repair. So if he could manage a top 10 after that, that is insane if that could happen. Matthew Fritz all the way up into 7th now. The cream has risen to into the top here with 7 of the 8 playoff drivers now being within reach of the top 10, and with 4 laps to go, or 3 rather, when we take the green. I mean, really anyone's game within that top 10, even to come out of here with a top 5 at this point, Jesse.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's all you're hoping for. Best race you can have. So, as the pace car is on pit road now, 9 of Warren Kyle Keith leads us to green one more time. He takes a big shot from the 83 of Ryan Hufford. 02 of Corey Bunch does not get a very good restart, and it drops the 43 of Walden back preliminary in 5th place. As he's actually going to make a good run to the inside, get back into 4th. He's going to be fighting for 3rd, going down into turn 3 maybe. But man, what a bad restart from the 02 of Corey Bunch. I mean, nothing intentional, but that's definitely not what Garrett needed, as he actually loses more positions, and he's going to be falling down into the 6th place going into turn 1.
Yeah, and that's definitely not what he needed. Is now we're on the backstretch here, about to go official. If they cross the line, it will be official no matter what happens. Ryan Hufford in the 83. Oh no, and we have carnage in the back. Holy smokes, it's not over yet. My goodness.
Ooh, there is some anger. Big time anger in the driver's chat.
Let's go see if we can dissect what happened with this one. Multiple playoff drivers involved here. Let's take a look.
I'm not going to say any names or throw anybody under the bus, but ooh. 05
Sharn Hill, Jay
Sharn
Stinson.
Hill actually gets he gets a shunt from the 92 of Vince Brent, and that pushes 05 of Sharn Hill into the 31 of Jay Stinson. The beneficiary of this is going to be the 43 of Garrett Walden, as he's going to actually be P4 on this restart, and if he can get a good restart, he may have a shot. But
let's watch
man,
this
is
there's the shot you were talking about. Watch, folks, what that does for the 05 of Sharn Hill. Sends him straight into the 31 of Jay Stinson with nowhere to go. You can tell Sharn tried to avoid him, and he almost had him cleared.
Yeah, and even if he does clear him, there's definitely going to be some contact just from the natural entry that both of those guys had. But man, this is big playoff implications, as somehow the 67 of Matthew Fritz actually makes it past. But Zimmerman, Hill, God bless. I can't even read all these names.
Stinson. Yep. Nicholas Walthorn was involved somehow. Like you said, Matthew Fritz comes away with minimal damage and will restart 7th. Kenneth Redinger, up to 8th now. So new life for the 99 and the 67, where the air was depleted, perhaps, from the 36 of Devin Zimmerman and Jay Stinson. Sharn Hill, although I believe all 3 of those guys did get stage points. Sharn Hill may be done for the evening, and as it appears, he did not have a fast repair, it would look like. Warren Keith still leading. Ryan Hufford, phenomenal job to the 83 of Ryan Hufford tonight. We haven't talked about him as much as we should, but again, playoff drivers tend to get a lot of the attention. But Ryan Hufford gonna restart this thing second. Corey Bunch restarting fourth, it would appear, as of right now. And I'm not sure. Of course, it depends when that caution came out, right, Jesse? Because it's now showing Garrett Walden restarting third.
Well, Garrett Walden is second row outside. He's going to be behind the leader of Warren Kyle Keith coming to the restart. So he, like I said, whenever we were watching the replay, he was the big beneficiary of that caution, as he was able to squeak through. He didn't have any damage, and he's now going to be lined up behind the leader, Warren Kyle Keith. He chooses outside once again. So, going to be interesting to watch if he can get a good restart here. How aggressive will he be with the 9 of Warren Kyle Keith? And the iRacing.com pace car makes that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. 9 of Warren Kyle Keith is going to lead the field to green. The 83 of Ryan Hufford is actually laying way back. I don't know if he's trying to watch and see what's going on or what it is. But he gets a decent restart as he starts lagging, actually.
Yeah, that's why I have a hard time following him.
Yeah, and the 43, Garrett Walden, makes a big move around the outside of the 83 of Ryan Hufford. Man, this field looks small now compared to early in the night. 92 of Vince Brent makes a huge move down to the inside. Vince Brent, where did this speed come from? He's kind of been all over the place.
Yeah, all of a sudden he's up there in second place, and they hit the backstretch with the 9 of Warren Keith leading another race into turn 3 and 4 on the white flag lap. Warren Keith, it appears, will take another win. What happens behind him? Vince Brent gonna go back to third. Ryan Hufford finishes second. Garrett Walden in fourth. Matt Baynes in fifth. Matthew Fritz, Kenneth Redinger work all the way back up to 6th and 7th. Kind of an uneventful finish for the win there, and seeing Warren Keith win yet another one.
7 wins through 14 races.
Overall, pretty exciting race, though, and good to see Ryan Hufford get an opportunity with the podium finish, and he's going to be really happy about that one. Someone that will be crossing his fingers till the points come out is going to be the 43 of Garrett Walden, who led a lot of laps tonight and had a really good opportunity, but just a slew of cautions down the stretch impacted him. Let's let these guys celebrate, and we're going to bring up our race results here. With the win, Warren Keith once again, Ryan Hufford in second, Vince Brent comes back after 2 races off and gets third, Garrett Walden in fourth, Matt Baynes finishes fifth, Matthew Fritz in 6th, Kenneth Redinger in 7th, Corey Bunch in 8th, Devin Zimmerman rallies to finish 9th, Justin Parham will round out your top 10.
First driver outside of the top 10 is going to be the 55 of Ryan Gomes, 07 of Lauren Vincent, kind of has the late race rebound. Coming home P12, Josh Hall, kind of at the back of the field all night, just kind of keeps the car clean and brings it home P13. Ian Davis in the number 69 P14. AJ Evangelista got in the last lap crash, finishes P15. Holden Wheeler, the first guy multiple laps down, is going to be finishing P16. Sharon Hill in 17 That's some huge playoff implications right there. Nicholas Walthorn in 18th. Jay Stinson, another guy with some big playoff implications, finishes 19th. Brandon Anderson finishes 20th, and Philip Ellis rounds out your field 22 laps down in 21st.
All right, thank you for that. We're going to leave those up, but don't go anywhere, folks. We have the post-race show coming at you in a matter of moments. We're going to step aside here, let everyone catch their breath, and take a little bit of a break. And we're going to hear a couple words from our sponsors here at Royalty Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Oops. All right, folks, welcome back to the post-race show here after Kentucky Motor Speedway. Going to have the interviews with Vince Brent, Ryan Hufford, and Warren Keith. Looking now for Vince Brent. There he is. And Vince, welcome to the broadcast booth once again. You missed the last two races. You come back tonight, put on a show, and showed why you probably should have been in the championship four, but you got third tonight. And tell us how it feels to come back and perform.
Man, I don't know. I just feel really bad because I made some aggressive moves and maybe messed up some people's races, and I just want to apologize. That's it. I don't know what it is. This race was just really hectic. The braking points were almost non-visible sometimes when you're behind cars, and you were mirror driving, and it was rough. I feel bad for anybody, especially Nicholas Walthorn. I smoked it into the pits and took him out, and I'm not happy with my performance. Third's cool and stuff, but all in all, just not happy with how some of the moves I made. Some of them paid off, but I regret some of the ones that did not. So I wish I could say I was happy, but I'm just kind of disappointed in myself right now.
Fair enough. We will look ahead to the next season then. Vince, we're having a great season this season, and then work kind of interfered here in the playoffs. Tell us, one, if you're going to be back full-time next season, and two, what you are going to do to put yourself in a position to make the championship for next season.
I'm for sure going to be back. I don't know about full-time because my little girl will be born in March, so being a daddy is going to be number one, and I'm looking forward to that. But I hope to find some Tuesday night free time to come out here and race with the boys, and maybe make up some friends here that I lost tonight. But But yeah, I'm bummed right now. But next season, if I do race full time, hopefully I perform a little bit better than I did this past season. It was a little rough on me. Definitely not my. I feel like I didn't race to my potential this season, especially Darlington. Man, and then life got in the way. So it just is what it is. We'll as always, gear up, dust yourself off, move forward, and do better next time.
That's all you can do, Vince. And before we let you go this evening, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Sure, I haven't got to do this in a while, so I just want to shout out my wife. I know she's watching, so I love you, baby, and thank you for all the support. And want to shout out my baby girl that will be born about middle of March. So Miss Blakely Ray, she will be here, and maybe she can come back and watch this one day and see some of Dad's fun times. And of course, want to shout out to Frye Disposal for sponsoring the league and being able to let us do this. Sorry. And of course, Royalty Racing. Appreciate Royalty Racing Network for putting on a great broadcast. As always, it's always fun to go back and watch this, and y'all make this more fun than it should be. So just thank you to all you guys, and sorry again to anybody I screwed up. And if y'all pump me next week, I totally get it.
All right, Vince. Well, always nice to talk to you. I know in your mind, not under the best circumstances, but you're one of my favorites here. And congratulations to you and your wife. I'm glad she still watches. I know she watches from the TV, which I still got to do. I got to figure that out. But yeah, so if she hears me, awesome. But yeah, congrats to you guys, and go enjoy this one as much as you can. We'll look forward to seeing you back out here next week.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Have fun being a dad, brother.
Thanks, bro.
Once again, folks, that was third place finisher Vince Brent. Not happy with his performance. We saw one of the situations he was mentioning there with Sharon Hill, Jay Stinson. I think those are the biggest impacts of that incident. Two playoff drivers that now may be on the outside looking in, that were looking very, very good with 5-6 laps to go. That is going to be tough. Let's get now with our second place finisher, the number 83 of Ryan Hufford. Ryan, welcome to the broadcast booth, man. What a drive tonight. How's it feel to be here with a second place finish?
Not going to lie, I bought this track after work at 3:30 today, so I had no clue what to expect. I wasn't feeling good in practice, but the track changed, and it just came to me, and here we are.
Yeah, you did amazing, man. We talked about you, up there at times, oh, Ryan Hufford, he's doing great. He's up this many positions, that many. And then, as the race went on, okay, he's still in the top 5. He's starting second. We mentioned, we haven't talked about Ryan Hufford as much tonight as we would normally just because of the situation with playoffs, but you put on an absolute show tonight. You had it working. What would you say was the biggest thing from practice to the race that, you really felt like a light bulb came on and you just ran away with it? You finished our biggest mover up 10 spots on the night tonight.
I would honestly say it's definitely the track temp. When it cooled off, the track got more grip. I felt more comfortable, and I was able to drive it in, and then it stuck, and it just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. And then I was able to save a little bit of tire there and have a little bit more than the other guys. So I felt like they burned their stuff off, and I was just able to capitalize as the race went on.
Yeah, you did great, man. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time I've had the opportunity to speak to you after the race with a podium, right?
Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta. That's right. Dang it. See,
and
too many races.
I don't know if I got third or fourth, but Thompson, that might have been another one.
Okay. Well, Thompson? Yeah, I was there. Yep. Okay. Well, my apologies, but it's awesome to see some different people up there. And, of course, you're representing Hufford Racing. And great race for you guys there. Half of you guys tonight, unfortunately, but talk to us kind of how you feel your season has went and how a finish like this going into the championship race next week can build that momentum that can really go further into the next season even and change things around there for you and for Hufford Racing.
I mean, going back to last year, I never got one podium finish, and now this is my third one of the year. I'm getting more comfortable. I'm learning more and more, and it just being able to save a little bit is definitely helping. And just a lot more practice. Me and Nick get on almost nightly, and we turn laps together everywhere, every car, every track, just to stay in it, and this carries into each race that we do, which is very helpful. And going into next year, I've been a bridesmaid twice this season. Hopefully next season I can finally be a winner, get that sticker.
Absolutely. And I can say, man, I mean, obviously I have the unique opportunity to watch every single race, basically every single move that happens, and how people run. And you and Nicholas Walthorn, the only thing I feel that impacts you guys is at times getting wrapped up into messes that aren't yours, right? Or late race issues, one way or another, but you clean those up, you avoid a couple of those throughout the season, and I don't see any reason why you and Walthorn can't be playoff drivers next season for sure. So, Ryan, always a pleasure to talk to you. It hasn't been as consistent, it seems like, as of late, but I always enjoy it. And before we let you go celebrate this second place finish, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Oh, once again, my Wi-Fi company for somewhat getting their stuff figured out. I'm not blinking as bad, so that's a plus. And I got to thank Nick for always getting on with me, and you guys for doing a great broadcast with the two of you. It's amazing to listen to, and Josh and Ryan run this thing so great. It's flawless. I love it.
Right on, man. Appreciate the kind words. We love doing it. We love bringing it to you. So you're obviously going to enjoy watching this one back and being able to watch that nice blue 83 machine up there running up front. And we'll see you back here in the championship race. Maybe you can't play spoiler and get a win on these boys.
Yeah, it's the plan. We'll see what happens.
All right, buddy. Once again, folks, that was your second place finisher, the number 83 of Ryan Hufford. And now, Jesse, you are going to have the honor tonight of speaking with our winner, the number 9 of Warren Kyle Keith, who's in the broadcast booth now.
Hey, Warren, this is Jesse up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Well, Warren, you played a strategy. Honestly, I was very skeptical of it, especially if it happened to go green. But man, I just want to hear your perspective. Like, talk about your thought process through the end of that race.
The thought process was I had to win, so might as well just try something stupid, and it worked out. I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect it to work either. Tires meant a lot here. I think I would have been, if the race would have went green a little bit longer each restart, I think I would have probably not had a chance to win this. But we had a bunch of back-to-back cautions, and I know how the tire model is, and it just those cycles just even out the tires just enough to where I can kind of, I didn't have the best tires even at the end there. Vince was coming like a freight train. I mean, you might as well paint him a paint scheme with CSX on the front end next week because he was coming hard. So I think it's just each of those 2 laps just helped out. The restarts helped out. We were gunning it in first gear, had amazingly enough grip on the top to do that without even spinning the tires. It was just NHRA dragged up just on the top. But yeah, I expected to just get swallowed like a duckling, especially with Corey behind me. So I'm happy we didn't. I'm hoping, winning the race. Obviously, we were talking about in the team chat before. If I can win the race, obviously it's a little greedy, but at the same time, that eliminates the automatic bid for somebody else and makes the points that everyone else gets a lot more impactful. So I'm hoping that this win helps get, a couple teammates in, and we'll see what happens and go to Homestead next weekend.
Yeah, and speaking of Homestead, I mean, you already locked in last week. You doubled down on it this week. what's your expectations going into next week? You're riding a big wave of momentum. You've won 7 of the 14 races on the season. So, where is your headspace at going into next week? I can't imagine it being any less than the top of the mountain right now.
Now we're just stay humble as usual. Each race, I mean, even like tonight, I wasn't even the quickest car. It's just you just have to keep your head on straight. Don't let it fall off. And next week, it's just I don't even know. I'll be honest with you, I don't know because the racetrack could be a totally different beast from day to night. If it's a day race, I might know what to do. If it's a night race, I'll know what to do. But it just depends on what part of day it is. Either the bottom could be dominant, or you're going to be doing what I like to do best and Larson in the whole track. So we'll see. Obviously, the conditions are going to vary. If it's a day to night race, that's going to be crazier because you'll be practicing for one thing and then be thrown a curveball like it was at Darlington when we practiced in the day and the right front decided to kill itself at night. So we'll go in the next week. We'll practice both scenarios throughout the week. We'll do a couple of day races or day practices and a couple of night practices just so we know, whatever we get dealt, the hand we get dealt, at least we have a couple of cards we can throw on the table.
Hey, well, man, congratulations. That's 2 wins in a row. Looking forward to seeing how things turn out next week. Of course, we're waiting on official points, but we do know that you are locked in. So go enjoy this win and get to practicing for next week. But before we let you go, who would you like to thank or give a shout out to?
Yeah, been doing this a lot this season apparently, but thank you to Bass Pro Shops St. Augustine for being on the car. Got a nice little paint scheme for him next week at Homestead, and then of course everybody at Royalty for being in this series. Hopefully try to go get Royalty its first championship next weekend. And also I think we tied up the points championship tonight with that win. So we'll just go what we need to do. And thanks for everybody for coming out and watching the race. And again, thank you guys for broadcasting every week. It's been nice to hear 2 voices in the booth. It's kind of good to feed off each other. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Well, you go enjoy this, and we'll catch you next week.
10-4, thank you.
Once again, folks, that was your winner, the number 9 of Warren Keith. And Jesse, I got the playoff points up on the board as they stood coming into this evening. Quick note there, we got from Warren, Royalty Motorsports does seal the deal on the team championship tonight. I think that was all but over last week as well, but it is official now. So next week, that is not something that we will be watching, so to speak. But Jesse, man, some really, really unfortunate late issues for some key playoff drivers that had everything working for them until it wasn't. What's your take on what we're going to see for that championship for next week?
I can give you the unofficial point standings. Of course, it's not going to be official until we have post-race review and the points updated and all of that kind of stuff. But as of now, what I have, according to everything that I can see, including bonus points, clean races, all of that kind of stuff, we are looking at Warren, Kyle Keith, of course, sweeping the round. And then we have Justin Parham. He's got 2,093 points. Kenneth Redinger with 2,079 points. And Matthew Fritz with 2,076 points. That late race incident between Jay Stinson and Sharn Hill and quite a few others that got bottled up in that knocked Sharn Hill down below the cut line by 1 point. Garrett Walden, he ended up not having a clean race, and he actually misses the cut by 3 points. And then we got Devin Zimmerman, and then Jay Stinson actually falls down, he has the worst race of the night of the playoff drivers. I don't mean to. I know that's harsh to say it like that, but um, man, it was a rough night for him. But
Yeah, in the end,
yeah,
right? In the end. I mean,
yeah, in
we
the
saw
end,
Jay Stinson up there multiple times, battled back. Uh, he started 15th, right? So he only finished, or 16th actually. So no, 15th. I'm right. Jeez, contradicting myself here. Um, and so he had work to do. And then we saw him up there nearly in the top 5, got stage points, battled back once again after pit stops, and then ultimately just involved in an incident that should have, in my opinion, just should have never happened. On a restart, people are already stacked up, and it went from bad to worse really, really quick, and it just happened to involve 2 playoff drivers that I feel for them. I've been in that situation as a playoff driver where it was out of my control, the reason why I didn't make the championship 4, and it really, really, really sucks. I 100 times over would rather go out there and lay an egg on my own and feel like I was unprepared or I made mistakes, and I'd be satisfied with that result, but it's really, really hard to swallow the opportunity being right there and then having it taken away from you by someone who is not right there. So that's rough, but it is what it is. We'll go on to Homestead next week. Obviously, the favorite has to be Warren Keith in the 9. Justin Parham has been strong, of course. Matthew Fritz been strong all season, and Kenneth Redinger coming up here strong as well. So we're going to see. It's going to be hard to beat the 9 of Warren Keith, but also we saw some other guys tonight: Vince Brandt, Ryan Hufford, Matt Baines, that are extremely fast. If Corey Bunch turns out, he can be really fast. So that's the crazy thing about racing playoffs, is that even if you're not in it, you get to show up and play spoilers still. So kind of an added layer of excitement there. And, of course, next week you don't have to win the race to end up winning the championship. You got to just finish higher than the other 3 guys. So anything could happen. What's your take on next week? We got to hear some pretty good insight from Warren Keith. I'd like to hear what you think about it at Homestead.
I mean, Homestead, it's just like what Warren was explaining. If it's hot and slick, you'll be seeing these guys all the way up against the wall, and whoever can wrap that wall the best is gonna come out on top. But if it's a night race, it gets real cool, then these guys are going to be fighting for the bottom. They might spread out a little bit. Last year, whenever the ARCA series came to this track, these guys were all over the place, and it was a big time battle for the high side, but it was also a race that was in the middle of the day. So, according to the schedule, I believe it's actually supposed to be. Let's see. Let me get this loaded up. Let's see. It says day to night. So, starting in the sun and ending under the lights. So, it's going to go through a big time transition, and these guys are going to have to be ready to adapt. And whenever that temperature goes down, it's hard to pass there. No matter what car you're in, it could be the Cup Series, it could be the Xfinity car, shoot, it could be the Indy car. Whenever it gets cold, it is hard to make a move. But it's going to be a fun race to watch. It's my personal favorite to race on, because my background is dirt. I love racing on dirt. So whenever we get to go to Homestead and some of these tracks where you are able to run the high side, I personally love it. So I'm excited to see what happens. Warren, he already said he loves ripping the lip, so we'll see who can practice it throughout the week and who's going to be able to come out on top.
Yeah, well said. Appreciate the insight. As always, Jesse, I hope you join me for the championship race next week. It's going to be a wild and crazy one, and some storylines going into it that aren't just the playoff four, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But awesome race tonight. I mean, that those first two green flag runs before it kind of got a little bit crazy and kind of turned into a caution fest, unfortunately, those two green flag runs were incredible. I mean, we were having a hard time bouncing back and forth between all the amazing racing, deciding what we wanted to talk about and for how long. Because if you talk too long, you miss something, and then we had to go back. But that's what we want. It was awesome. So appreciate you being here this second to latter part of the season. But we're going to wrap it up here as we're approaching the bottom of the hour, and we'd like to thank all of you watching at home for joining us, and we hope you join us with the championship race next week. And we'd also like to thank Frye Disposal, the title sponsor of the SCSRA ARCA series here. And you can check them out at frydisposal.com or the number that's on your screen all night long. And if you mention this broadcast and you're in Smith County, Virginia, or the surrounding areas, they'll give you $10 off, which is really cool. And Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. I hope some of you decided to click that link for that merchandise that you all wanted earlier last season. We got it up for you. We got Royalty Motorsports apparel for you in 20, 30 different options, hats, shirts, hoodies, all sorts of things. Really, really cool. And all very high quality. So help support Royalty Racing Network and get yourself a shirt or something else that you like on the website in the description. And finally, SM Racing Products, they'll give you the $150 off. They'll give you 20% off of a $150 purchase or more on their button boxes, flag lights, dashboards. I mean, all their products are awesome. Made right here in the USA. You can get contacted directly with the production people, the owners of the company on Discord. It's really, really cool. And they send a special note in every single box. So check them out at sm-racingproducts.com and use promo code royalty at checkout for that 20% off. And for everyone here at the SCSRA and everyone at Royalty Racing Network, Jesse Whittington and myself, Joshua King, wishing you all to have a good rest of the night. Rest up for championship week next week at Homestead. Good night.